Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sue of Bendnstretch with Sue. In today's video, I'm taking you through a journey through the chakras. Now this is going to evolve over the next several weeks as we're set to have as many as 114 chakras. I won't be covering all of those. We're focusing on the primary 7 chakras throughout our body. You may be wondering what are chakras, or maybe as our knowledge of yoga moves more and more to the forefront, you've heard of these before. But what they are energetic centers throughout our bodies. They have an impact on us physically, mentally, and even emotionally. So there is a lot to learn, and I'm really excited to share this with you. These have been around for a very long time. The first mention of them goes as far back as 1500 BC. So let's get started as we dive deeper into the chakras. So as we move through the next several weeks and I tell you about each of these chakras, I'll be sure to tell you about where it's located within your body, how it impacts you physically, mentally, and emotionally, as well as how to balance the chakra, balance the energy in that area. Now we'll be doing that using a Yang yoga pose as well as a Yin yoga pose. So let's get started with the very first one today. Now the first chakra is called the Muladhara, or the root chakra. And this one is located right at the base of the spine, at the tailbone. It is depicted in the photographs that you see with the bright discs of colors as red. In Sanskrit, the word chakra means or is translated to the word wheel. And that is why when you look at the maps of chakras, you see them described or illustrated as round discs in vibrant colors. And these really represent, this wheel represents the energy center of the particular nerves or energy within the body that correspond to all of the sensations that are produced through that chakra. So for the very first one, the Muladhara chakra, which is also known as the root chakra, it's located right at the tailbone, right at the base of the spine. And this particular chakra has everything to do with our survival. So it is about our intuitive, our instinctive needs for shelter, for food, as well as really having a sense of security overall, in trust, and as well as fear, because the two, both trust and fear, are the two sides to the very same coin. And as we develop from the time of conception, which is really as far back as this particular chakra relates to, we are dependent on someone else for our survival. So how well nurtured we are all the way through to later years in our childhood is really dependent on how these feelings of trust and fear are developed. So because the chakra is identified with the very beginning, any time that we go through a new beginning in life, we immediately reconnect to the sensations or to these emotions of fear and trust that are established so early on. So this particular chakra is depicted not only with a red disc of energy, and they are spinning wheels of energy, I might add, but it also is often depicted with a beautiful lotus flower with 4 petals, a square in the center, and a down-facing triangle. There's also certain oils that are associated with the root chakra. and these would range from Sandlewood to Cedarwood to Lavender, and as well as Patchouli. I'll actually list them all down below in the description box, so that you can have a better look and see which ones you prefer, because it can be really helpful in balancing the chakras when you are feeling that perhaps it's a little bit out of whack at any given time, particularly as you go through transformations of any changes that you might be going through in life. There is also crystals that are associated, such as the bloodstone, as well as rubies. So I'll also go ahead and list those down below for you in the description box, so that you can check out which one resonates best with you as you move through balancing your chakras. Now, a blocked chakra can create some physical symptoms within our bodies, some of them being issues around the lower body. So certainly bladder issues, as well as colon issues, even arthritis throughout the entire body can be a manifestation of a root chakra that is out of balance. Now, emotionally, when this particular chakra is not balanced, it can also cause a lot of distress over our physical needs, such as worry over finances, maybe even worry over our shelter, our career, the things that really we need as essentials for us to survive and to thrive. Now, when the chakra is balanced, we have this sense of confidence. We feel rooted and grounded, so that we can pursue and move up the ladder of the other chakras that can just help us to have an overall well-balanced life. So in order to go ahead and balance these, let's get going with a Yang yoga pose, as well as a Yin yoga pose. Now, as we move into balancing the Muladhara chakra, or the root chakra, we'll begin with a warrior one pose for our Yang pose. Now, coming to the top of your mat, and we'll step back with the right leg, moving into a warrior one position. Now, as we root through the soles of the feet, we always want to be very mindful of connecting through the four corners of both feet. The arches lifting and drawing upward, which creates kind of a suction cup with the feet. The hips square as you bring the back hip forward and the front hip moving back. From here, we stack the body energetically over the hips and reaching and extending the arms upward to open through the heart. Now, this one is great for really rooting through those feet to give you that sense of strong connection to the earth, as well as strengthening the legs. Opening up the hips will really help to create that unblocking of the root chakra. So from here, let's step the right foot back up again as we balance out both sides, taking the left foot back. And when you set up into your warrior poses, you typically want to have approximately one of your legs' length between the front foot and the back foot. And this will help to get a deeper stretch. It's also going to challenge your balance, because you are more or less going to line up your heels with each other, as if you had a straight line on your yoga mat and you're placing both heels on it. And now, of course, you have to listen to your body and adjust accordingly. But again, you want to really allow yourself to sink into this. And because it's Yang, we're not holding it quite as long. We're just waking up that energy center to help the energy to flow within it. From here, we'll step it back to the top of the mat as we prepare to come into our Yin pose. So moving on to our Yin pose to help to balance our Muladhara or root chakra. We'll begin with deer pose, and we'll take the right shin forward and That's in the event that I'm mirroring you. It's actually my left, but if you want to do the same side, as you're watching on a screen, you're going to take that right shin and bring it parallel to the edge of your mat if you're using one. You're going to take your right leg, your right knee lines up with your right hip or your left hip, and you're going to create a 90-90 degree lining up of both legs. Now, automatically that's going to cause you to tip over to the side a little bit of your front leg. So we want to try to straighten the body as much as possible. So you could use the hands to help prop you up. And this may be as far as you go in setting up this position, this Yin Pose. And that's quite all right. It's really about finding what is going to serve you best. Now, for those of you who may be more experienced practitioners, you can go ahead and move down and begin to hinge over top of your bent leg or your front leg. Perhaps using a block to rest your forehead on, maybe stacking your fists to do so, or maybe even reaching for a couple of cushions, pillow, or if you have a bolster, that could make it quite comfortable as you set yourself up to simply hang out here and allow your breath and your connection to what's going on within the body right now. So this is opening the hips, which, again, just like our Yin Pose of Warrior One did, allows the energy to flow in this area where our root chakra is located. We spend more time in the Yin Pose. We want to remain in a place where our breath is flowing with much more ease. It is soothing. So it's not as if you want to have zero sensation while you're here, but you certainly don't want to be pushing yourself to the extent where it may become difficult to breathe smoothly. So you want to be able to really focus on your breath. Now, because we're working on the root chakra and it is associated with our stability, our security, you may also bring your awareness to a mantra. Maybe just breathing through, closing the eyes, relaxing, and repeating to yourself the mantra of, I have all that I need. And that can be a really good one. You may also maybe adopt the mantra, I am secure. I feel secure. I let go of fear. And a mantra is just much like our breath. It is a focal point. It's where you bring your attention. Your attention may wander in a position such as this from the discomfort that you're experiencing physically, because of course anytime we work on opening the hips, especially as we remain there for a longer period of time, you will feel some discomfort setting in, which is quite normal. So rather than trying to avoid it, use your breath, use your mantra. Never staying to where you have pain. So know the difference between pain and between discomfort. So we're here for about another 40 seconds. You're trying to bring more softness into your upper body with each breath as well. And as you slowly inhale, pressing the floor away, making your way back up again, and taking your back leg forward, and as you prop yourself up here. You can simply let your legs sway a little bit from side to side to create a really nice massaging for your hips before we set up the other side. So whenever you're ready to go ahead and do that, bringing your opposite leg in front, again, doing that squaring up, and you may find from one side to the other. For me, this is definitely my tighter side as I bring that right leg forward, or your left leg, whichever one you chose to go with first. To just do the opposite now. Again, you're recreating that 90-90, and as you elongate, feeling free to stay up here or going ahead and moving forward. So take your time, readjust if you need to. When we move into a Yin pose, we always want to move into stillness and not moving around or fidgeting as we're used to doing. It is though the extended period of time of stillness and holding that allows that opening to occur within the body. So Yin, all yoga is really effective for balancing the chakras. Yin may give you more time to really connect with the emotions that are present, allowing them to surface, so that as you use your mantra, your breath, and allow the opening in those areas where you have the blockages, in this case the root chakra that we focus on, you allow it to become unblocked as the energy flows once again. It's also really helpful as you hold either in the Yin pose as well as your Yin poses. It's really helpful for you to visualize that red disc of energy, that red color. In this case, it's spinning in the chakra, the root chakra, the root area, to allow you to really become more in harmony with that color, with the sensations of the body and your breath. So we have a couple more minutes here. So really try to relax into it, reaching for your props, moving out if it becomes too much for you. Remembering that sense of, I have all that I need, I am secure, my needs are being met. So just a few more breaths here. Just try to relax into them. And then finally taking a deep breath to help you to press yourself back up again as we move out of this position. You might take the legs out long in front of you, giving yourself an opportunity to kind of shake them out, get the blood flowing back into the area, the hips, into the legs from the compression that we just put the body into. And as we bring this to conclusion, a couple other poses that can be helpful if you need to spend a little bit more time balancing your root chakra can be a butterfly pose in yin, as well as a caterpillar pose, which is a seated forward bend. In your yang practice, your mountain pose, your uttanasana, standing forward fold, will be very beneficial to balance the root chakra. So I hope that as you bring this to conclusion, you do feel more grounded, more secure, and really more confident to take on life and really fulfill all that is waiting for you. I'd like to thank you so much for your time once again. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate the wonderful comments, even those of you who are not subscribed and who are not commenting but are taking the time to come and practice with me. I truly appreciate you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. Give me one of these if you liked it, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. You can check it out and check me out in the next video. Namaste.